another feature of Apple Classroom that gives you these great sort of marginal time gains in your lessons. So you've got more teaching time and less faffing about with iPads time, and really, therefore increases the value of the iPads in your lesson, is the ability to quickly AirDrop things to your students and receive them back again, or open web pages for your students. So similar to when you're opening apps for your students, but this one actually has potential to create even more faff than opening an app. You can blast out a URL to all your students so they get that web page. So you may have prepared things earlier, you've put them in Google Classroom, and those are the resources you're going to use for your lesson, but you get halfway through the lesson and something sort of, pings up in the back of your mind, oh, there was another great resource I wanted them all to have, let's have a look at it right now. Then you can use Apple Classroom to quickly AirDrop that web page to them, and then everyone will be on the same page straight away. None of this kind of either having to go into Google Classroom and set it up, or write it on the board and let everybody mistype it and lose 5 minutes of, oh, I can't find the web page, that kind of faffing about. So it's a really great feature. And then the other side of the coin is that students can send things to you through AirDrop. They can't to each other, but it creates a kind of two-way path between teacher and student, so they can AirDrop things to you too. Again, mostly you're going to use something like Google Classroom to collect in assignments, but imagine a scenario where you set them off on some independent research. You've got one student in the back corner there who has found a fantastic website that everyone really should look at. They can ping it to you with AirDrop, you can turn around, send it all out to the whole class, and then everyone can look at it. The whole thing takes 10 seconds with a minimum faff. So let's have a quick look at the sort of AirDropping and navigating to web pages features we've got in Apple Classroom and see how they can help us.
So in addition to the open option, I've got some more ones across the top. I've got the navigate option, and that lets me send everybody to one of my Safari bookmarks, which it's not the most useful thing because there are other ways of getting everybody onto the same Safari page that I'll show you in a moment. But if you have, your lesson resources neatly organized in your bookmarks, then that may be, quite a useful way. And you can, of course, lock them into Safari, but keep in mind that you're locking them into Safari, you're not locking them into a website. So they can wander off to Google or wherever else once they're in Safari to do what they want. A better way of getting everybody onto the same web page is by utilizing a feature called AirDrop. So if I go to Safari while I have my class running in Apple Classroom, and I go to any page I'd like to send them to, I can then tap the sharing arrow in the top right and choose AirDrop, and you'll see my class is now an option. So if I choose my class, that sends everybody to the website I'm looking at. So if I go back to Apple Classroom, you can see, update in a second, there's everybody looking at the same website I was looking at. So that lets you do it for any website in the world. You don't have to have it bookmarked at all. So it's a slightly more useful way than the navigate button. Now on the other side of the coin, say I was a student doing some research on World War II for history, and I found this great resource on Finland and the Winter War I want to share with my teacher. So it works the same way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on the sharing arrow in the top right. I'm going to choose AirDrop, and I'm going to tap on my teacher's name, and the web page will then be sent over to my teacher. Now as the teacher, I get this little in tray with a 1 on it to tell me that I've got one thing that's been shared with me. I can see that this student has shared a link with me, and I can tap on that link, and it will take me to the web page that the student was looking at and wanted to share with me. I look at this, I think, wow, that's fantastic. I think everybody should see this. So I turn around, tap the sharing arrow, AirDrop, tap on my class. Everybody now gets that web page opened on their iPad. So that is a great way that you can take a good resource that one student has found and turn it around, share it back out to the whole class. All right, so that is using the AirDrop function and also the navigate tool to send web pages to students in your class or to get web page links in from students in your class using Apple Classroom. Hope it helps.